Good morning, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Wednesday morning, July 5th. We're looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and SPY. I hope you all enjoyed your holiday yesterday. Back to work this morning, first day of the third quarter. Market went out very strongly to end the quarter. We had an inside day on Monday. We're coming out of an inside day right now to the downside on a gap possibly. Okay, we've had a lot of gaps this year. Looks like we might have another one with 75 minutes to go prior to the open. This would be the 26th downside gap. If we do have it, only 6 have held. So only 24% of downside gaps have held. It would be putting the daily back into balance. NQ, same thing. Okay. So again, here's yesterday's holiday action. Here is Monday's action coming into balance also. Don't forget, we have a pretty sizable gap below us, below the 30th low for both NQ and ES. Righty. Also looking to come back into balance. The one thing Righty does not have is the gap below. So initially they'll be coming into 3-day balance. Depending on how much they take back at the 29th, it could be a 4-day balance. Okay? It all remains to be seen. Pre-market volume right now, very, very light. So that's a good sign with this market pushing lower. So as far as a game plan, so again, the gap fill to me will be Monday's shortened session low of A period. Yesterday's all after hours for me. Okay? So the day ended in G period. Right? I had a trend day actually from Monday in ES by 1 tick. H was basically a maintenance period or after hours for me. So that single print didn't get filled at that point. But obviously we're taking it back this morning. Okay, but I am not using yesterday's shortened session as the gap fill. That's all overnight to me. Now again, we have another 22 wide POC from Monday night, all the way up at 44.90. I will carry that forward if we don't get it. So the gap fill is at 79.50. So again, depending on where we are, you can take a short against either the gap, right? Now again, we have a large gap below us from the 30th. So the first time, depending on where the overnight low is, could be a decent risk reward long against the overnight low and the 30th low. Now I wouldn't stay long the entire time into that gap. However, that's a rather large gap. It's about $2.80. Unless these sellers show up with some real strength and momentum and tempo, that gap's not going to get filled the first time. So we'd have to see if you get some kind of taper if we get into the gap, if it's worth the long at some point along the way. But the first time you could probably take a long. Now again, it's 75 minutes to go. You could take a long against both the overnight low, especially if it's above the 30th low. That's a long possibility. On the flip side, if it was to push up, you can take a short against the gap. If the gap fills, well, then the value from Monday is at 84, value low. The gap gets filled at 79.50. I would probably take that heat if I was to take a short if the gap filled between that gap fill and value low from that day to see if value is going to stay lower on the day. Have a couple of single prints here in the overnight, as you can see, up around here and again here. But again, the volume very light this morning. Again, these are all early plays. SPY, this is all after hours from Monday, and then this is Tuesday night into this morning, okay? So remember, the market was closed all day yesterday, unlike the futures that traded to 1 o'clock. And then just quickly on the chart, so here we are. Here's your weekly. Now the biggest concern for me is we stretched the balance high last week. Okay? That's the only concern I would have right now. So the bulls want to eventually take this last week's high out sooner rather than later. Because the more they get sucked back into this 3-week balance, well, guess what? If you just stretched a balance high, well, the ultimate destination is the bottom of the balance, which would take you all the way down to 430 and change. So that's something the bulls want to keep an eye on. They're still up, though. I'm sorry, it's still balanced. And the daily came into balance with the inside day on the shortened session on Monday. Now they're trying to come out with a gap. You go with it and monitor for continuation or lack of. Good luck trading today. Thanks for the likes and subscribing. And we'll recap at 4 p.m.